Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, of course, to the Australian Esports League, University League for Semester 1 2022. I'm Kadius, joined here on the casting desk tonight by Kadius, and we're going to be looking at a game here between RMIT Red and UoAndros, who have put up a very impressive showing indeed. And RMIT Red, I haven't exactly seen too much out of them myself so far. I'm looking forward to it, most definitely, but obviously, it is going to be a typical best-of-2 format like we are used to seeing here on the AEL channel, on the AEL streams. And I think that's enough of me talking to myself. We're just going to throw it over to the game and get right on into things. So, quickly looking at the draft here, obviously, I personally am excited to see who's going to be coming out on top in drafts. I'm usually fairly excitable when it comes to certain heroes specifically. A little bit of favoritism, you could say. While we're waiting for these bans, I hope everyone in chat had a wonderful Easter long weekend break. I know I did. It was pretty great. I got out of the house for the first time in quite a while. Did something other than play or look at Dota 2. It was very refreshing. But the week is back. And so is the Dota. We're going to be hopping right on into things here. And right away, tell me what this ban is. Blacked out. Oh no. Hang on. Maybe if I skip forward, it'll fix itself. Oh, okay, now it seems to have fixed itself. So I do believe this first ban was a tiny, just from before, not counting the spectator bug. And we can see them from now. So this one's Juggernaut, this one's Pugner. And I do believe this was Death Prophet, the first ban on the Dire side. If my memory serves me correctly from the sneak peek that I had before of a few seconds. I suppose we'll just operate off on that assumption.
10 seconds remaining.
But having a look at these two comps here, going to be exciting to see what UoAndros kind of put together. It does look like they're actually playing without Reem on their mid laner. They have Tim Michael 13, which could be Reem for all I know. Just using a different name, perhaps. But if that is not Reem, and this is actually a different position 2 player in the mid lane, it's going to be interesting, because obviously they're position 2, and Andros, who typically is position 4, but we did see him piloting a little bit of the position 3, actually, in the last game that we saw UoAndros play. Those are kind of the two staple players who really do kind of glue this team together. Sort of the captains, synergistic captains. Not exactly sure who wears more of the pants between the two of them, but I do know that they have a lot of say in especially the things like the drafts and the team's macro. So if Reem is missing, that is kind of one of the heads of the Leviathan missing here in this game. So UoAndros going to be maybe not fully up to form, but at the same time, Tim Michael 13 here might be completely surprising in terms of his capabilities as a player. Might even outperform Reem. That would certainly be an upset. And this RMIT Red team, I'd like to talk more about the players themselves, but really not a lot of names that I remember here myself all too much. Obviously, the RMIT teams didn't get super far in the previous seasons, but, it's a new year. Again, this is a university league. One of the exciting things about university leagues in general is every single year, people graduate. Every single year, there's new people going into their bachelors as well, like fresh out of high school, new players, new talent. So, these teams do get switched up. They are fresh every single season. And already looking at these drafts, we've got Undying and Leshrac. And picking the Lifestealer into the Undying is actually interesting here. It does allow the Adelaide University team here to maybe put that Undying into the offlane, put it against the Lifestealer, and then obviously having an Undying in the position 3 or position 4 going up against the Strength position 1 makes the position 1 have a very difficult time farming within the laning stage. So picking Lifestealer here is definitely Either they have a bit of a cheeky plan for it, or they are just very, very confident with the pick, or maybe it is just a super comfort pick for the position 1 player on the RMIT Red lineup. We'll have to wait and see. But moving into second ban phase here, looks like Ember Spirit getting taken out, afraid of those tempo mid laners. So likely does signal that they don't expect this Leshrac to be on the position 2, or maybe they're a little bit scared of it. And again, Huskar there, another very high tempo position 2 mid laner getting taken off the board for the UoAndros lineup. We'll see what the response is. Obviously, we have Silencer Lifestealer here. This is more than likely going to be the safe lane pairing. Silence obviously can go to a few different roles, but in particular, the position 5 is usually where he sees the most play, at least, you know, classically. And they're actually going to take Sand King out of the roster, which does show maybe a little bit of hesitation in their position 1 pick, not wanting to play the Sand King into... Oh, sorry, not wanting to play their position 1 pick into the Sand King. And Razor is actually locked in, which is interesting, because Razor, I mean, assuming this is a position 1 Razor, doesn't have the hardest time against Sand King. You can static link him in the Sandstorm, and then obviously that reveals him for the entire duration. So interesting that they went for the Sand King ban into Razor getting locked in. But again, that could be position 2 Razor, could even be position 3 Razor. We'll have to wait and see. Definitely a very flexible hero. Same with Leshrac and Undying, to be honest. UoAndros, you know, I've spoken to Reem actually in DMs a little bit about their tendencies in the draft phase, and they do like to be a little bit flexible in these early picks, and you can see that here with Undying, Leshrac, Razor. These heroes can definitely get moved around. Certainly a lot less unpredictable than something like the Silencer Lifestealer getting put on the board already. Interestingly here, they do actually ban away the Dragon Knight, which does make a little bit of sense, I suppose. Their team... sort of struggling against those high health pool heroes. Dragon Knight, maybe saying a little bit about their position 2. Obviously me, you know, not the biggest wizard when it comes to matchup knowledge, especially in those, you know, very intimate position 2 matchups, but I'm sure the Dragon Knight ban there served some purpose. But just looking at their heroes, you know, Undying, Leshrac, Razor, they are not the best characters when it comes to melting down higher HP targets, but they're going to go for the Slaughter here. I'm in for a treat tonight, am I? Oh boy. Reem, can you explain the Dragon Knight ban here? Why is Dragon Knight taken away? You have Undying. Why are you scared of strength heroes with Undying locked in? Moving towards the bans, it looks like we have RMIT Red. A little bit scared of the position 1 picks here. DK just a boring champ. Fair, there you go. That is the drafting process behind UoAndros here.
Dire team pick.
Roster locked in by RMIT Red. Now that is an interesting one, because normally, you know, you'd pick the Shadow Shaman when you're faced with a lot of high mobility targets that you really want lockdown on, because lockdown is kind of the name of the game with Shadow Shaman, but very immobile sort of cause here so far shown by UoAndros. So picking the Shadow Shaman early, a little bit of an interesting one. Does have good synergy with some of their heroes. Obviously, if you get Shadow Shaman shackled and Slardar's allowed to walk up to you and smack you a few times and proc his bash, that can be a lot of damage. But Phantom Lancer immediately locked in, very good hero into the Shadow Shaman. It is extremely hard to hit shackles onto Phantom Lancer. It's also very hard for Slardar to use that Corrosive Haze efficiently onto a Phantom Lancer. And then obviously Lifestealer can only hit one person at a time and has a very, very rough time into the Phantom Lancer. So really the only hero that's kind of decent here into the PL is the Silencer, with a little bit of the AoE, especially if the Silencer ends up getting to a Aghanims. But overall, I would say this is a very good counter pick here by UoAndros in the position 1 role. Still 1 pick remaining though, and by the looks of things, it is the position 2 of the RMIT Red, which I imagine is where UoAndros are going to be focusing their attention. Yes, indeed, Queen of Pain getting taken off the board. Makes a lot of sense. It is kind of annoying for their team to deal with. They don't really have any good, reliable lockdown to keep the Queen of Pain in place. and the Queen of Pain also being able to collapse very, very heavily and having amazing synergy with that Lifestealer and the ultimate itself. Obviously, you know, you Lifestealer ult the Queen of Pain blinks into the middle of like 20 people. Silencer clicks the R button so nobody can do anything about it. Lifestealer pops out and just suddenly just starts killing your whole team. So definitely not a good time. So a good respect ban there by UoAndros wanting to shut down that combo and also realizing they have like no CC. What CC do they have right now? Leshrac Q? Yeah, good luck hitting that on Queen of Pain.
Radiant team pick.
And that is going to be Storm Spirit banned out.
Dire team pick.
Again, very similar reasons that you'd want to ban out the Queen of Pain. No lockdown to deal with him, and has very high synergy with the Lifestealer. They're going to go for Puck, which, again, very similar sort of champion to the Queen of Pain and the Storm Spirit. Highly mobile, very elusive, and allows those very deadly Lifestealer bombs in the team fights. Going to be looking out for those as we approach. But they're going to go for Tusk here, which is quite decent. It solves their lockdown issue that they had. Also is going to put Andros onto a lovely carry hero, which I imagine is going to be in the position 3 role. Tim Michael 13 on the Razor. Is Tim Michael 13, is this Ureem or is this like a Phil? Who is this person? Respect name for Team 2 captain? Oh, okay. Good to know. Glad I can say Reem and not Tim Michael 13 every time I have to say the player's name. So this is the part of the replay where I like to do a drip check. And we see who came out on top in terms of drip. Honestly, really liking the sets on the RMIT lineup here. A little bit stagnant. You know, a lot of sets here that are just straight out of caches. And the PL completely default. So I think RMIT definitely winning the drip contest so far in game 1. And we're just going to see how things go. UoAndros usually pretty predictable with their smokes level 1. They're a big proponent of their smokes. They do like to smoke up. But real quick, before we get into game, it's my favorite part of the stream. Time to read out the sponsors, which normally I have someone helping me do this, but I'm having to do it completely Han Solo. So this is going to be absolutely amazing. First up, of course, we have the AEUL sponsor, Predator Gaming, which is the PC partner. And Predator, you know, if you've never heard of them, you can conquer new worlds with Predator Gaming today. Very amazing. Monitor literally allowing intergalactic conquering of other planets. Definitely good PCs, Acer. Definitely good PCs, for sure. I'm sure plenty of you at home are gaming on an Acer Predator PC. And if so, then you might want to check out some of our other sponsors, such as AOC, which is the monitor sponsor of today's stream. For the best viewing experience, AOC, if you didn't know, is actually a global leader in monitor display technology. For more than 50 years, AOC has delivered an exceptional viewing experience to millions of loyal customers worldwide, and today the company offers a wide selection of stylish monitors for home, office, or gaming. And I actually play on an AOC monitor myself. I can vouch it's very crisp. No pixels have died. It hasn't had any burn-in in the like 5 years that I've owned it and used it every day. Probably a little bit too much. And there's a little bit of action going on. There's also been a kill. We'll catch back up in a moment. And finally, Rig, which is what it takes to win. If you don't have a Rig headset, you don't have what it takes to win. I'm sorry. Whoever loses this best of 2 tonight probably lost because they didn't have a Rig headset. And that's just facts. No printer. Rig develops headsets delivering superior audio quality for competitive gamers and streamers at all levels. You can join the Rig team and enhance your gaming experience today. Sounds very comfy and community-like, so why not get involved? But we are going to throw it over to the game and have actual game sound now, because I have to Alt-Tab to read the sponsors, because I can only have one thing open on my screen at once, I'm afraid. That is how Windows works. But looking at the game so far, let's see who got a kill. Silencer! Tell me he skilled W first. Tell me he got Glaives. Did he get Glaives level 1? He got Glaives level 1. Look at this. +2 int off the bat. Already off to an amazing start here for Monsieur Silencer. Ooh, Unleash gonna whiff it a little bit wide on the first stun of the game. That's not a good precedent to set things off with. Walking up into just shackles. Might get a little bit too greedy, as Unleash, you know, he misses once, but he ain't gonna miss twice. He hits those. Makes it work, makes the pick look good. The Leshrac pos 4 here. And, yeah. Maybe he just missed the first one to, lull the Radiant safe lane into a bit of a false sense of security. Definitely a possibility. Have a look at the items across the board here. Very amazing. Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I will say, trying to play against a silencer that got +2 ints very early is a little bit annoying. Just does a little bit more damage than you might be used to. Actually goes for the point in last word level 2. I don't know how standard that is. I do see a lot of Arcane Curse level 2. I guess really going for that silence, maybe, to stop the doppelganger. But he can doppelganger to stop the silence, so I don't exactly know why you would do that. Unless you can just doppelganger the Arcane Curse dot entirely. I think you might be able to. Maybe that's why he went for it. Makes it a completely useless skill. Definitely a lot of poke coming through here, though. The thing about PL, to anyone who doesn't know in the chat, very, very high base agi. Kind of broken how high this hero's base agi is, really. You look at this here, 32 off the bat. I'm going to keep it a buck. That is egregious in physical matchups. Because he starts with a huge 5 flat armor. It's absolutely massive. But you're playing against Silencer, where, you know, that armor not going to be as relevant, because you're going to be copping a ton of magic damage to the face very regularly. And so PL, you know, very, very tanky in those physical matchups. Going to be struggling here versus the magic damage that is coming through from Silencer. And so Young Hugh up in the safe lane, going to have to do his best, and Unleashed, my goodness. Yeah, that is, where you flame your position 5 for not being in the lane. Where was the shackles? No Hex? No Hex skill, still level 2. 4 minutes into the game. Enemy position 5 is level 3. So Psycho pogging off in the XP department so far. Have a quick look at the last hits. Razor doing quite well. Haven't really touched on this mid lane. It's been pretty passive. No kills yet so far, but Razor just kind of collecting a bit of a lead so far. My goodness. Edris actually just does not care. He's just gonna right-click him to death. Raindrops is actually trying to contest this 1 versus 2 right-click fight. Perhaps not the most wise of choices. I think he realizes his mistake pretty quickly. Commando Monkey looking to get aggressive onto Psycho, and Psycho actually just dies. Hugh? Not going to do much. Again, very early game Phantom Lancer so far. Needs to get that Diffusal Blade going. Mantis style. Fun items like that to really be a notable threat. But again, the high armor that PL has is actually going to be a decent pick here into the Slardar. That's probably one of the reasons they picked it as well that I didn't really touch on before. High base armor hero means that Slardar doesn't slap you for nearly as much as he slaps other position 1s. Very excellent point here, called out by Sebastian. 6 creep score so far on Lifestealer at 5 minutes. Certainly not a good precedent when we have 19 here on Hugh, who is obviously, as we discussed, not in the most ideal of early game matchups for the Phantom Lancer. So certainly is kind of the work of Andros here, really. You know, this isn't even just to rag on the Lifestealer player at all. Andros, you know, very, very aggressive in this offlane here, making sure that Lifestealer is never allowed to walk up to the wave for free. Commando Monkey, do they kill Psycho here? They do. Wow, that's sad. Really a battle of the off lanes here on who is going to be carrying. Ooh, and they go down, trying to get a pick onto Andros here. The shackles are there, but a great counter stun coming through from Unleashed. They're looking to turn it onto Axe Hydra, and they are going to find it. The Shadow Shaman going down. Walrus Punch to try and keep raindrops off him. The Dream Coil is going to disconnect, and Andros might be able to run this one away. Connix, though, does have that haster, and he's looking to pursue a little while, but Andros, he's got the fancy feet in the trees. This guy's played Dance Dance Revolution in the arcade for one too many hours. The blink is there. Great body block. Connix, one more auto attack will do the trick. He gets the snowball, looking to try and get the stun and make his way out to safety, but Axe Hydra with the respawn coming in the nick of time to make sure that Tusk is going down. But that was a lot of time in the mid lane wasted by Andros, having to make Connix really commit the extra time, and we're seeing it is actually getting punished here by Reem in the mid lane. Going to be collecting the opposing small camp, also shoving in a wave here to the tower. This is probably going to be a wave that Puck is obviously going to have to hold under the tower, and while Reem is doing that, you know, he has complete freedom to go top, he has complete freedom to go bot, really just do whatever, maybe go like grab a camp in the jungle, is going to opt to go for his own small camp, which I was about to get to that one, is probably the correct decision overall, but that does mean that Reem, you know, going to be able to get that mid pressure, going to be able to grab 2 small camps overall for the time wasted by Andros in that bot side. So again, might look like a bad play here for the side of UoAndros, but really is sort of almost what I like to call like a neutral positive, where you know, certain aspects of the encounter, due to other aspects on the map as a result, kind of neutralize out what would be a otherwise positive situation. But Axe Hydra, my goodness, the damage! Just got punched into the stratosphere. Global Silence going to be coming through here. They do have the Dream Coil onto 2. Connix looking a little bit low on mana, though. Unleashed going to be the target of choices. RMIT Power Surge. The Protogen coming in with the TP. Unleashed looking to TP out, but he is just going to waste the scroll there, unfortunately. And Andros might just be able to walk away from this one, very interestingly. Yeah, he is just going to walk mid. And I don't know if he's going to take XP from his mid laner here. No, he's not. Smart player, smart player. A low MMR off laner would have just wandered into the wave and taken the XP. Not Andros, though. Definitely has a couple inklings of how to play this game. Good to see.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Phase boots on Andros. This is going to be a big power spike. Honestly, not a lot to cast right now. Reem is quite literally just smacking a tower, and Andros is waiting to see if anyone is going to be game enough to stop him. And it looks like he will walk out and try and punch Connix into the stratosphere again, but a great times Shackles is going to stop that from happening. Does land the Dream Coil onto 2, and they're in a bit of a 2v3 situation right now. UoAndros, though, look at the damage. They absolutely delete 1. They absolutely delete 2. Reem is massive. He is farmed to oblivion, and we're seeing that right now as he's just running around with Andros collecting kill after kill. Not a lot of skill involved here when you're this far ahead. We can look at the net worth. It's 4.9k, basically 5k. Next highest is 3.5, and pretty much all the people he's fighting in that situation sitting at about 3k or less. So he's 2k net worth up. You know, in Dota 2 at this stage of the game, that's basically an item, more or less, like an early game item. And you know, we look at levels as well. Is this one levels? Is this one levels? No, it's this one. No, it's this one. Wait, I'll figure it out. Hang on. There we go. First try. 2 levels above the enemy mid laner. And yeah, they're just running around with this very fed Razor. And quite a fed position 3. When your position 3 is 2 levels above the opposing position 1, that is not a good look. Not a good look. Normally the position 3 kind of down on XP a lot of the time compared to the position 1. Has to soak XP in a lot of lanes. Not usually in the position 1 bullying sort of role. Axe Hydra is going to get caught out. I don't actually know what spotted him there in terms of vision.
Radiant structures
But either way,
fortified.
they are going to spot him out and kill him. Don't really like
Radiant's
Lifestealer
bottom
right
tower is
now.
under attack.
I think Lifestealer is good. Lifestealer is like a counter pick. Like you pick Lifestealer for Rage in certain comps where Juggernaut is not good for similar reasons. Like you want to pick Lifestealer into high health comps where he's allowed to just sit there and smack them, and Rage gets a lot of value against either high magic damage or lots of CC, where other position 1s would get kited or locked down. Or like the damage to be able to melt through the high health pools, but Lifestealer is allowed to do that because of Feast. Also has a lot of value against low mobility compositions, which, I mean, we sort of see here due to the passive slow. But Lifestealer first phase basically allows the enemy comp to pick heroes that Lifestealer is kind of not amazing into, as we see here. Generally not amazing to pick your position 1 in phase 1 a lot of the time. Unless it's Tiny. Tiny gets away with it because Tiny's broken. And you can flex Tiny. Can't really flex Nyx as easily.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But yeah, there's I mean, there's there's just gonna be Reem killing people. I mean,
Radiant's
yeah, no,
bottom
that's
tower
it,
is
really.
under attack.
I wish I could insight the viewers into any high-level tactics being deployed right now. But they are pushing in waves and then looking to collect gold by
Radiant's top tower
making
is
the
under
enemy
attack.
heroes have to go back to the fountain. They just have heroes that come online very quickly and then also scale well into the late game. And they picked lanes that either are neutral or outscale or win early.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
So yeah, definitely just very well played here by UoAndros, showing how kind of intelligent drafting around your opponent can result in games that look like this sometimes. But, you know, it is game 1. Okay, RMIT Red
Radiant's top tower
have not exactly had much of a showing so far this season, whereas, you know, we have seen UoAndros, very established team. They've, you know, had time to dip their toes in, warm up, so to say. So this is definitely maybe an opportunity for game 2. We see RMIT Red adapt, switch up their playstyle a little bit, maybe go for some other picks and do a little bit better. Obviously, I wouldn't count them out this game completely. It is not looking amazing, and Phantom Lancer does just outscale the Sun in this game if he's allowed to get his items, which he nearly does, and he already does this to Axe Hydra. He does not even have Manta Style yet, I do believe. He does not. He doesn't even have Yasha, and he does that. So you can imagine how he will be doing when he goes for Manta. It will be not fun for the enemy team. But Reem, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to give it over to his position 1. Just kidding. There is no sharing. Item check Undying. There's a Dagon one Undying. Psycho is, Yep. Dagon Undying. Yep.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Bloodseeker over Nyx? Yeah, but I feel like Bloodseeker gets, like, draft gift harder than Nyx does, low-key. So very Dead Tusk. Yep. Corrosive Haze, very good for killing people. Or is it a Dead Tusk? Please tell me it's a Dead Tusk. Okay, thank goodness.
May you ride on nether zephyrs.
Yeah, Bloodseeker, it's... I don't know. I don't know how to explain Bloodseeker, like, super well, but I feel like if the champion... Sorry, if the hero... I can't say champion, otherwise the Dota fans will appear in my walls within 48 hours. I play lots of MOBA
Radiant
games.
structures are fortified.
I feel like the hero has to do well, like, early and snowball. Because if it doesn't snowball, it just falls behind, right? Like, do you guys play MTG? If any player plays like MTG and understands MTG colors, like Bloodseeker is like a red white sort
Radiant's top tower is under
of
attack.
character. Like the red component. Ooh, big bit of a team fight here. I'll save my thought for after. I mean, this is definitely signs of life here. They find a pick onto Hugh, second pick onto Psycho. Obviously, these aren't the main carries of the lineup so far, but still going to be gold in the pocket of
Radiant are scared.
this lineup. I think Demir Hand hate enjoy this. You're a horrible person. No, but yeah, no, but anyway, as I was saying, I feel like Bloodseeker is like a red-white sort of hero, where like predominantly red, where very strong early and sort of runs out of gas quite quickly, but if left unchecked can kind of run over a game. And I think it has a splash of white just because it has like the versatility of, you know, Rupture and the AoE silence. And that's always kind of relevant, even if you're behind and not doing your main job as red. So therefore it has, you know, I think a little bit of white. You could even argue a little bit of blue, because it has like terrain warping effects with the Blood Right. But anyway. I think because of that, you can just pick very like neutralizing lanes. Like you can pick lanes that go even into Bloodseeker, and the Bloodseeker will have a very hard time. Because you don't have to beat Bloodseeker, you don't have to shut him down early or like stop him from scaling. You just have to make sure the Bloodseeker doesn't scale. Or, like you have to make sure the Bloodseeker doesn't curve ahead of your position 1 and you're fine. But that's the thing though, like Bloodseeker is a very, very powerful pick if you pick him in response to a composition where you know the Bloodseeker is going to be able to curve ahead.
Illusion.
But like first phasing the Bloodseeker there instead of the Lifestealer, I think it's like even worse because you can just pick like neutralizing lanes. And then at least Lifestealer scales late game. Like at least Lifestealer, if you have a terrible laning phase, you can just like go jungle for 40 minutes and get 6 items and sometimes win. Did they get the pick here with Corrosive Haze? Maybe? The heal's coming through from Psycho. Dream Coil is there. They might be able to find a second pick here. Hugh shows up, but I don't think he wants any of that. The level 1 Dagon coming through from Psycho just to rub it in before he dies. What a genius.
A soldier's fortune.
The Dagon Prodigy.
Thank you.
I'm just hitting jungle. Dude, that's how you play the game. No cap, I remember when I used to play Dota a lot, and I like would enter like SEA tournaments with my friends, and we did like mildly okay. The way that I would play position 1, this is back when I had like no clue how to play at all. And not that I do now, but especially back then. And all I would do is just like pick anti-mage, build Battle Fury, and then hit camps for like 35 minutes. And then I would come out of the jungle like a raid boss. I don't know if you've seen like Apocalypse Now, when like Marlon Brando's character appears after the enemy team like comes into the jungle and confronts him, and he's like a god. That's kind of like my anti-mage in like 2015, 2016 SEA tournaments. After 35 minutes of hitting camps.
Here I am, around. You might wish to recap your last move.
I recommend that strategy. I think a Uni League team should pick it up, truthfully. Snowballs galore coming in here. I think UoAndros are kind of feeding a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. You know, their gold lead, or are they? Are they feeding, or are they just making it look less close so that Reem can come in and kill everyone? Ooh, no, Reem's actually dropped to half health and has to run away. What does he have? The Falcon Blade? Fair enough. With the Sanjin Kaya. Or Yasha and Kaya, same thing. We're gonna go for a Yules next. That's interesting. I wonder why Yules. I would imagine it's like to mess with Illusory Orb, maybe. Like Puck Illusory Orbs, you just Yules the Puck and then Puck can't TP away. Also gets rid of Rage, obviously. Dispel for Rage. Can you Yules him when he's raged? Hang on. Let me read the
Dire's
item.
middle tower is under attack.
Like Dota 2 5 head that I'm unaware of. Where's the item? Hurry up. Korea? There we go.
Illusion.
No, stop moving the item. Basic Dispel. Is this Dispel? Cannot be... okay, never mind. I guess you can't. I swear there's like a magic immunity that you can use. Is it Omni Knights? Ooh.
I came a long way to see you die.
Making sense of Ream items require too much brain. Alright. Let's look at your items then.
Dire's top tower is
Let's
under
examine the
attack.
items here.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Whoa. Diffusal Blade Manta style with treads on PL. That's a really crazy build, man. With shard as well?
Dire's top tower is falling.
Yeah, I think you really thought about your items this game.
Middle tower is under attack.
PL players are very privileged. They just get to build what Dota Plus tells them to build every game, and it works. Konak's trying to juke out Ream here. He's gonna get spotted. The snowball comes through. He's actually gonna get out though. What a legend. The fancy feet. Impeccable.
Are fortified.
I mean, this game isn't looking amazing at the moment. 11k gold diff for RMIT Red. You know, I've seen more unlikely victories. I watched TI3 live. You know, if that can happen, I mean, anything can really. Yikes!
It's just that
Andros just one-shot a man. Just actually killed him
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
to death. Gotta go back to work at 8:13 p.m. That's okay. Ream can leave so we can say horrendous things about his gameplay while he's not here.
Radiant's top tower is under
What's his
attack.
GPM right now?
generation.
Is it bad? Oh no, it's actually quite good. Why is the highest GPM in the game 600 at 25 minutes? Not even 600. Does PL have Manta? Surely PL with Manta should not have sub 600 GPM. He does! I don't know. Scaling for late game. Why farm creeps when you can farm heroes? PL probably. 2022. That's unfortunate. Commando Monkey walking into the wrong square. Dies for it very quickly. You going for a Scotty
Radiant's
next?
middle tower has fallen.
Really? Going Scotty. You're playing against Silencer, Shadow Shaman, Slaughter, Puck. You're going Scotty here, not BKB.
Dire's structures
Interesting.
are fortified.
That's what Dota Plus told him to build.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Killing the
Radiant's
Rex.
middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle barracks has
One
fallen.
Rex.
Radiant's
Ah,
middle
ah,
barracks has fallen.
Hoorah. Very excellent stuff. UoAndros still looking like a pretty commandeering team here in
Radiant's
this set.
bottom tower is under attack.
Still have nightmares of this Tusk one-shotting you this game. Yeah, so I'll let you in on a secret with Tusk, right? So if you look at Walrus Punch, it's a 400% critical hit damage,
Radiant's
and it's
bottom barracks
entirely
are under
physical, right? It does physical damage. It's just a crit. So you can look at Walrus Punch. It's kind of like coup de grace, but like on demand. In a way, it just does a little bit less damage, but it's not random, and it knocks you up in the air, right? So you counter Tusk in the same way you counter PA, and you buy armor. And if you look at the builds over here, tell me one human being with an armor item. Pause when we find one. Alright, we have exhausted all 5 heroes, and there are no armor items. So therefore, Tusk will do approximately 1,000,000 damage and kill you. Because Tusk's damage, much like PA, is balanced around people that build armor against them, because that's what you're meant to do. And yeah, that's what happens when you don't. That's very good timing. Very good timing to illustrate my point. Razor also does infinite minus armor. That's true. But at least then, like, Razor and the Tusk have to be paired on someone long enough with Eye of the Storm ticking. The Nimbus. Nimbus. Called Nimbus, right? No, it was Eye of the Storm. Yeah. I'm a caster. I know spells. I honestly just don't see Razor that often. I know Static Link, because I play Kunkka mid, and I hate it. The Dagon! The Dagon 4 coming through from Psycho there. Crucial for landing that kill.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, so there's a cool item in the shop. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, this one. It's called Plate Mail. It's 1400 gold, and it gives you 10 armor. If you look at, you know, position 1, very, very high. Very high edgy hero. That's like a third of his base armor right there. In for 1400 gold. It's pretty good. You know, like if, what? Who got one shot? Who's getting one shot on this team? Puck. Puck would go from having 13 armor to 23. Which, I'm not going to tell you how much more reduction that would be, but I promise you it'd make Walrus Punch do a lot less damage. And then you can upgrade it into Shivas, which is good on Puck, especially in this game where you have PL. There's also blade mail, which is not as consistent, but if you click the blade mail button right before he walrus punches you, it's very funny. But blade mail kind of sucks in a lot of games at the moment, so I wouldn't recommend that one unless you're trying to be funny.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Honestly, stumped on how to live through it. Yeah, no, armor's good. Armor's good stat. Physical damage dealers hate it. Find out how to not get one shot by physical damage dealers with this one simple trick that investors don't want you to know about.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack. Radiant's top barracks.
It's probably like 50%. Yeah, exactly. It's a really, really big difference.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's the same thing for PA and other like crit characters that I can't remember off the top of my head. There's Juggernaut, but the thing about Juggernaut is like Juggernaut has healing ward, which makes him a little bit interesting. Yeah, they're just walking in the base and killing all the heroes right now. This is insane. Juggernaut has healing ward, so if you buy armor and you don't buy damage to kill Juggernaut and he micros healing ward properly and you can't get to healing ward, you'll just never kill him. He'll just like tank your damage with healing ward and then just crit you to death. It'll take longer because you have armor, but he'll do it eventually. And then not only that, but you know, he has a lot of annoyingness to his kit. Anyway, that was a good first game. Good first game of the night. UoAndros off to a fairly domineering start in this best of 2 set. I've heard game 2 is apparently very spicy, so we're gonna hop into that very quickly. I'm probably only gonna throw it over to like a minute break, maybe like a 2-minute break, because I don't actually have a bottle of water on my desk. And I don't know if any of you have ever tried to professionally cast before without a bottle of water on your desk, but it's very hard. It's like trying to sit through a lecture without a pen or a laptop, and you just have to memorize everything. It's way harder than it needs to be, so I'm probably gonna go grab water, and then I'm gonna load up our next game. And it's gonna be really exciting because apparently Reem has said that it's got some crazy tech in it, which I mean, anytime Reem says that out of all the players, usually it's not a letdown. So definitely stay tuned for that. But real quick before I throw it over to a break, another special quick mention of our wonderful sponsors. If you want to look at these real quick, we've got Predator Gaming, Predator PC, which you can conquer new worlds with Predator today. We've got AOC for the best viewing experience, and of course, Rig, what it takes to win. Definitely check them out. Good sponsors, good products, very good. I endorse these myself. You know, Acer, the company that makes Predator, made the laptop that carried me through high school. So, you know, very near and dear, very near and dear. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute, and I will see you all here on the Australian Esports League, Uni League for Season 1, 2022, between RMIT Red and UoAndros, with UoAndros currently leading in this best of 2 set with a 1-0. and welcome back, everybody, to the AEL Season 1 for 2022. One of our matches here within the group stage. We have none other than RMIT Red going up against UoAndros from the University of Adelaide. Definitely a bit of a classic Victoria, Melbourne versus Adelaide rivalry. The South Coast universities. So far, UoAndros, pretty convincing game one. Not gonna lie, RMIT Red gonna have to really pick up the pieces here and pull out something incredible for game two. I'm excited to see exactly what they're going to pull out of the hat. You know, the range of possibilities, quite literally endless. But as I said at the start, I'm Kadius, joined here on the casting desk today by Kadius. And we're going to be hopping into this game right now. I'm clicking on it. And honestly, I'm on the edge of my seat to see exactly what this draft entails. Reem has promised me good things. And if he lets me down, there will be consequences. I have known Reem for 8 years.
10 seconds.
7
remaining.
maybe. 7 or 8 years.
5 seconds remaining.
So there will be consequences if he lets me down. Lifestealer getting banned away in game 1. Was Lifestealer really that scary last game for UoAndros? Was it just boring to play against? I feel like that's probably going to be their answer if I ask. Are they going to ban Dragonite as well for similar reasons?
Radiant team back.
No, they banned Silencer. To be fair, Silencer was really annoying for the PL to play against. That makes sense as a ban. Makes more sense than the Nyx, at least. Tiny getting banned away makes sense. Tiny broken. Nerf Tiny. For real.
10 seconds remaining.
For real, no cap on a stack. Get Tiny out of here.
5 seconds remaining.
Echo Saber Tiny doing not okay amounts of damage. With a tree. Dude quite literally picks up a tree, smacks you a couple times with it, and you just die. I'm going to be interested to see how RMIT Red adjust their draft here. I definitely think picking your core position 1 so early is not the play. Chen. Okay. Are they going to be doing, like, all pets? Are they going to pick, like, Prophet and Beastmaster and Lycan and stuff in this game, too? Is that what they're doing?
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds
Ayo getting banned
remaining.
away. That's interesting. Ayo ban? Are you really that scared?
Radiant team pick.
You picked the Shadow Shaman first pick again. I don't think Rust is a good blind. I don't know. Chan's a really flexible hero that goes into a ton of comps and is good into a ton of comps. That's why it's a good first pick here. Shadow Shaman is, like, either, like,
Remaining.
the most useful hero in the game or incredibly useless, depending on the game.
Shaker.
Similarly with Earthshaker, to be honest. Enigma. We've seen Enigma position 1 this season, so I mean, anything can happen at this point, really.
Radiant team back.
I've seen stranger things. I don't think this will be Enigma position 1 though. I think that's a little bit too gamer for Hugh. Rubik getting banned away?
Remaining.
Makes sense. Chen ult, Enigma ult.
5 seconds remaining.
Just Chen's little... What's the spell called? The one that makes a creep like you?
Dire
makes the
team
creep simp
back.
for you?
Radiant team ban.
Summon Simp? That's what it's called now. Holy Persuasion. Thank you, Amsolu7. Holy Persuasion. Very good Rubik spell to steal. Then you have Rubik running around with Satyrs and stuff, and that's kind of broken.
10 seconds
Because you get Spell Amp, and the Spell Amp works on the Satyr Orb, if I recall.
5 seconds remaining.
If I recall correctly.
Dire
Actually,
team
I think
ban.
the passive might have been on his old one that was
Radiant
AoE
team
and not the
ban.
current one, which is like Rubik only. I don't know. Still a good spell anyway. They're gonna get rid of Pango. Makes sense. Annoying hero. Locks down
10 seconds
Enigma
remaining.
pretty well. Like Enigma can't black hole too easily with Rolling Thunder happening.
5 seconds remaining.
Lifestealer and Juggernaut both taken away, so they know that there's like no magic immune position ones here, so they can freely draft for CC. The problem is if you draft for CC and then like Enigma just ults you before you get it off, you'll probably just die.
Radiant team pick.
Ember Spirit ban? Is Ember Spirit that scary? Why are you scared of Ember?
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, you literally have Shadow Shaman Shaker locked in. Why are you scared of Ember?
5 seconds.
Ember Remnants in, gets Shadow Shaman shackled and cries. Like
Dire team pick.
Winter Wyvern.
Wyvern. And you have Wyvern and you're scared of Ember. Interesting.
Dire team pick.
I speak for the
Oh,
trees.
yeah, okay. I called it. I literally called it on the Chen pick, what they were gonna do.
Medusa.
Nah, Medusa ruined it. Who's this? Is this Hugh? You should feel ashamed for not picking, like, Lycan.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
But, like, you have Shaker and Winter Wyvern in this game. And Shadow Shaman's a little zappy Q. Like, you have a really good comp for this. Surely you just pick, like Wraith King or something here. I think Wraith King's so good, no? Like, you live through Enigma Black Hole. And then you have stun to gap close onto Medusa.
Dire team ban.
Void incarnate.
And they don't really have enough damage in this comp outside of Black Hole and Medusa to melt through your second life if they manage to kill you. Yeah, I think Wraith King Core is like really good here.
10 seconds remaining.
You could go Bloodseeker too. All of these
5
heroes get
seconds
really, really screwed by Blood Right. Anti-Mage has obviously value playing against Medusa. Oh, it's banned. Intelligent by UoAndros. Wait, didn't they have a pick? Yeah, they had last pick before the Anti-Mage ban. Why didn't they pick Anti-Mage here? You see Medusa picked blind when there's no position 1 locked in. You just go Anti-Mage here, right? And then Medusa can't play. And then Enigma can't play. And Chen can't play. Because they all have no mana. And they aren't heroes without
Dire
mana.
team ban.
Void Spirit does like nothing for you here. You can't burst Medusa with Void Spirit. Like what? Did you pick it for like the AoE
Radiant
silence to
team
stop
ban.
Black Hole? Is that the play? Banning out Sniper? I don't know if Sniper's a
10 seconds
I
remaining.
don't know if Sniper's a good ban. Actually Shrapnel kills all their things. Maybe it
5
is.
seconds remaining.
I think Wraith King's scarier here than Sniper. Really like low damage team comp. Unless Nature's Prophet scales into the moon for whatever reason. Which he shouldn't though, because Medusa should be taking most of the farm. It's not like you have a Prophet 1 or something.
Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Underlord? Okay. That fixes their sieging issues that they have. Like, Prophet's a good backdoor, like, split pusher, but in terms of actually, like, sieging 5v5, he's pretty bad. Or, how do I say this? The team, like, doesn't have much wave clear, is what I'm trying to say. But like Underlord fixes that in
5
spades.
seconds
Underlord is just like
remaining.
wave clear the hero.
Choose your hero.
Gyro? I can understand the logic, right? Like, you have flat cannon for all the summons, but like... Gyro never has damage with flat cannon to like kill Medusa through thing. Unless you what? Like, what, are you gonna go like Diffusal Blade Gyro? Maybe? But that's kind of... I mean, it's not the most troll. Gyro also just gets caught in black hole. Like, blink black hole, Gyro just dies. There's no answer to it. You need to be like hitting things with Satanic to stay alive. Alright, drip check. Who comes out on top of this game for the drip check? This is the most important part of the game. Let's see. A lot of stock standard sets on the side of Dire here. Pretty disappointed.
Prepare for battle.
Okay. Ooh. I like the Wyvern set, it's very shiny. But we do have a... what I believe to be default Void Spirit. A little bit disappointing. Both teams pretty even. I might edge slightly in the favor of UoAndros this time, which I did not do last game. So no favoritism. Anyway, we're going to throw it over to the game camera as we enjoy this one. Looks like there's a bit of a smoke. Level 1 here so far. We can enjoy some Dota 2 together on this fine Tuesday night, where it is either around 7 o'clock, 8:30, or 9, depending on what area of the country you're in. Or maybe you're not even in the country. Maybe you're in another country. Maybe you're an international viewer to the Australian Esports Uni League.
The
If so,
battle
welcome.
begins.
Perhaps you're tuning in for my devilishly charming accent as a foreigner. I don't blame you. I would too. Yeah, I'm just gonna be keeping an eye on these lanes, really. I think, dude, I think Gyro is just... like, cooldown... what does it do this game? Like... what are you calling? Are you picking Gyro just to call down flak like all of the soldiers? All the little summons? Is that the play?
This one was always mine.
You lose.
Like, I think Gyro is maybe a pick if you have IO, right? Because then, like, if the IO is buffing the Gyro, then maybe the Gyro has the damage to melt through Medusa, but, like, you don't. There should be a kill. Never mind. Did he not? Did he not have Fisher? He didn't have Fisher. Never mind. I thought he had Fisher. That goes low though. Do they have South? No, they don't. This is gonna be an interesting lane. Come on, Monkey, a little bit out of sync there, and they're gonna probably give up kill because he wasn't in position to follow up off that. Yeah, they're gonna take a lot of damage for that. All of a sudden, the lane is looking really, really bad for the side of Radiant. It was looking good for them for a moment. Too much focus on trying to poke out the support though. Like, Psycho's totally okay taking all this poke. Because think about it, like, this guy, he doesn't care if he falls behind, right? Like, he can just go back, he can just pull, he can do things on low HP. He doesn't want Hugh to fall behind, he doesn't want Hugh to lose HP. Using his health as a resource to keep Hugh, like, pressure-free is definitely, like, something that you want to do as position 5. Unleashed is dead here, 100%. unleash die to level 2 gyro. What?
False idolatry.
He didn't even go rocket barrage. How did he die? he went missile flak, and he died level 2. How does this happen? It's alright. Well, the nerves of playing on the big stage.
Denied.
Denied.
Wait, it was Reamnizzle Chen Pause 3.
The seeds of
Did you play the whole game without knowing what players were playing what heroes? Is that how you play these games? Do they just make you pick like scaling position 1s and just put you in an island in safe lane while the rest of them play? And you just like have no clue what's going on in the rest of the map? You just like deafen on Discord and listen to music and farm creeps for like 30 minutes and then the ancient blows up and you're like, wow, cool. What are you doing, man? Are you not dead here? Oh my dude, Earthshaker is such a dog hero. Earthshake is so bad in lane, dude. Look at this hero. Any other position 3 and he dies there for that, 100%. Earthshaker can't play. He walks up, clicks W and auto attacks you and he's like, oh, what now? Yep, that's my hero. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna fisher you? He doesn't even have the mana to fisher. Shaker before having Blink Shatter. Such a gamer. Raindrop's kind of farming okay. Definitely better than the Nike's performance. I still think Wraith King just goes like insane this game though, no? Am I crazy for thinking that? Like you don't need AoE to like kill things. You have Shaker and like Wyvern and Void Spirit. You don't need more AoE. You just need something to kill Medusa. And something that doesn't die to Black Hole. And something that can like come online early as well. So that you can like fight before Medusa's egregious. He did again. Yikes.
Let's do that again.
Look at Ursa. I think Ursa would be good, but that's being very generous on the ability of the opposing position 1 to click the enrage button before Black Hole kills them. I think Wraith King, like, you don't have to click the enrage button fast. It just does it for you. You just don't die automatically.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Diffusal Blink Arcs this game and you want to... Yeah, I know, exactly, but you have to, like, react to things. Wraith King, you don't have to react. You just run around and kill things.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I think it has, like, less variance depending on player skill.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Ags works in Hall. Who, Ursa Ags? I didn't even know what Ursa Ags does. Oh, it lets you AWL CC'd? True. I remember now. And then it's the shard that makes you enrage every time you click Q, right? RCS check. Yeah, he's kind of... I mean... double Wraith Band. That's 71. What do we have? 69. 69.56. To 73. Yeah, I don't know why he's behind. I think if you're that much up in right click damage, you shouldn't be this far behind. Especially as a ranged, like ranged core.
Invisibility.
Playing against 2 ranged cores. Neither of which really have any all-in potential on you either. Like you, this lane has like no kill pressure. Like Chen Enigma never kills you. You never die. Kodex coming in here though. We're gonna maybe land the taunt onto Unleashed. He goes a little wide, but they still get the kill. We're gonna follow it up onto Reem. The Rocket Barrage is there from Raindrops. Yes, indeed, that is gonna be enough to pick up 2 kills. 4-0 lead so far, sitting on the table. The Shackles are there. Commander Monkey looking to walk up.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Boom, Bada Bing drops the Fisher, and that is going to be another kill onto Hugh on the top side of the map. Psycho went Midas. Yep, that's a position 5 item. Is Psycho not 5 this game? Or is he just 5 with like finger quotation marks? What are the other builds? Is Reem 5? Yeah. No, he's going Helm.
My path leads to riches.
What are they building? Wait, what are they? Hang on. What? He's He gets this bounty. Oh my days. This is so shit. Alright, I'll explain why that's really bad. So, Konex had him in a position where Andros was and he doesn't have Soul Ring. So no Soul Ring on the Underlord,
Dire's top tower is under
and
attack.
completely you're literally allowed to just shove him in because you have a full mana bar to work with, right? Underlord can't really wave clear that well if he is not able to click the Q button. It's 140 mana. He only has 570 max mana. It's pretty expensive. You're just able to shove him in constantly, and then you're a tempo mid laner, right? You have a ton of mobility. So you can just shove in waves. He's forced to clear the waves on the tower very slowly, and you can just run around the map and just collect kills and snowball your team. But because he got that bounty rune, he gets bottle charges, he regens mana, and then all of a sudden, like, he's allowed to spam Q on the wave like this, and you can't play the game. So his safe lane, like, not collecting that bounty rune there is, like, really terrible. Chen mid? No, it's Underlord mid. Chen's playing position 4 or 3. Honestly, they're not playing any positions. They're playing top, middle, and bot. 7 mana regen? What from?
Radiant's
You have 2.
middle tower has fallen.
What?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, in River, right? You have the you have Ocean Hawk. True. It's pretty good actually. It's still like that's actually like scuffed. What? You just walked into like what? I think you're dead here though. Potentially, Andros might die. Yes, indeed. That is going to be RMIT Power Surge, the Protogen coming mid for the gank. That's what we like to see. Yeah, that item is really good though. That's actually surprising. I haven't seen it since the buff. That's like bottle mana regen nearly. Permanently. Why is that a thing? That's not balanced. That's like Biss on Underlord in lane. You just like never run out of mana. Like normally you have to buy Soul Ring on this hero, but you don't have to buy Soul Ring with this. You can just rush Atos. It's like Atos, like Pit of Malice people.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
What's you building? Manta? Manta's fair this game.
The seeds of fortune.
If he doesn't go BKB second, he's trolling into this team. If this is not Manta BKB, I don't know what to say. I would even go Yasha BKB against this. This is terrifying.
Haste.
Manta's really important though. For like your farm. They do find themselves raindrops, drops the call. TPs are coming in from the opposing team. Is it going to be enough? Konex currently got 2 heroes on his tail. Tries to drop the taunt onto Unleashed. It's going to go a little bit wide though. But they are just going to kind of handshake and cross paths. And looks like nothing is going to happen. Unfortunate. They have found themselves unleashed. Or has the hunter become the hunted? Looks like that will be the case. As Power Surge the Protogen is going to get melted down.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
By Psycho.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, this is like,
Dire's top tower is under
I don't know,
attack.
there's like really, like, there's no positions in this team.
Radiant's middle tower
Really.
is under attack.
You're like 3 people buying wards. There's a definite position 1. And then the other 4 are just kind of like, yes.
Dire's top tower.
It reminds me a lot of like low MMR, like 1K games.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And that is going to be the Atos. Blink in there from Commando Monkey. Tries to drop the Shadow, but it's not going to do all too much as there's not quite the damage available at the moment to follow up. Konex is most of their damage here out of these heroes, and he only just arrived. It's might be too little too late. This Commando Monkey is going to get taken down. So is Power Surge, even his Courier to boot. And look at the right-click damage coming through from Andros right now. That's going to be that passive stacked up nicely. 159 stacks on an Atrophy Aura. Complete with that double damage. Rune is going to just result in huge right-click damage. Yeah, I would imagine this is probably how Andros plays if he was to play in like the 1K, 2K bracket anyway.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I don't think these players would play like actual position 4.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It would just be this. They would just be playing core in like all 5 roles. It's got the Satyr. Hog. Is he gonna do it again? 2 seconds. He's gonna fade away? I didn't get to see. The camera moved away. Sag. That was a smooth stack by Andros. It was like right here and still stacked.
That's the stuff.
Dire's middle
Looking at the game so
tower is
far,
under attack.
definitely a noticeable net worth lead
Is under attack.
on the side of UoAndros.
Radiant's top tower
Yikes.
has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I think if the enemy team, like if they picked Underlord here, it's actually really good as well. Like if you pick Underlord and you just like spam wave clear, like when they try and like summon and push a tower, what do they do? They don't do anything. They just can't push. You just stall the game forever. Which is probably like not even a good thing though. Because like they have a Medusa and you don't really have anything to match the Medusa. Gyro is not as good as Medusa late game. Unleashed probably? Ooh, I was gonna say Unleashed is gonna get out there, but Commando Monkey with a great stun, gonna cancel the TP. Gonna make that not the case. Psycho is probably... no, he's fine.
Well.
Unlucky miss on the taunt there from Konex.
Radiant's bottom
Seems to
tower
not be
has been
too
denied.
comfortable with landing those Void Spirit taunts from what I've seen so far. There seems to be a bit of a comfortability diff just on the hero itself. But found themselves a pick onto Hugh in the mid lane though. Gonna have a nice chunk of damage to melt that one down.
My thrift rewarded.
The DTs in Diabase.
Haste!
What are these for? Are you gonna collect a bunch of them and click like raise dead all at the same time?
A healing.
And walk down a lane?
Dissolves.
Give my best. Where's my pension?
With like Necrobook?
Radiant's bottom tower
They removed
is under
Necrobook?
attack.
I think I remember that in a patch. Am I tripping? Or is it still in the game? No, it's not there. F. What is this?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This is new. I've not seen anyone build this. Wait, this is also new. Ooh, no, wrong button. Not that one. Don't click that one. Was nearly bad, chat. Was nearly not good. Was nearly very bad. It's okay, I caught myself.
Radiant's top tower is
Crisis
under
averted. Make sure the game finishes before we exit it. Big black hole by Unleashed.
Radiant's courier
Gonna
has been killed.
really make sure Raindrops
Radiant's
dies on
top
the
tower is
Jarrow
under
there.
attack.
Yep. Rat Dodo.
Dire's
doo-doo,
middle tower
best
is under
doo-doo.
attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
500 GPM. Unironically, never see Hugh above 600 GPM. I think you should put him on Alchemist so that he's able to do it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Maybe because his plus 5 is farming? Yeah, exactly. That means like more XP. More XP, more levels equals farm faster. Winter's Curse coming through onto Unleash, looking to maybe melt him down. The shackles are there. Reinforcements have arrived. Konex can't miss that one on a stationary target. And that is going to be Unleash getting caught out like a sleeping dog in the jungle. Truly unfortunate. Still an 11k gold lead though. Hugh getting caught in a very unfortunate fissure. The taunt is going to connect. The rocket is there. But he's just going to stone gaze and run on out of there. Prophet is gaming.
I slip below sight.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Why'd you TP like that? Oh, because that was the undying
Radiant's
TP.
bottom tower has fallen.
Oh my god. There's a bunch of them. I'm very curious to see what these get used on, folks.
Radiant's courier has
What do
been
we think?
killed. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Repent.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, I can already imagine it's just gonna be like Ray's dead getting clicked on it like a bunch simultaneously. Wait, how is there this many? Is he gonna use gate?
Radiant's top tower.
That's
is under
really silly. That's really silly.
attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
I can't breathe. Well.
What are we, some kind of suicide squad?
They're going in, taking the tower down in a matter of seconds before getting killed. What noble
Radiant's
soldiers.
bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
There's more. What's the cooldown on this shot? Is it just the ult? Oh, it is. It's just Fiend's Gate now. 100 seconds. They can do it every 100 seconds. What's the cooldown on this spell? 18. Okay. It's 18 and the duration's 40, so I imagine they do it twice each. They do it twice each and then TP. No, because that would only leave... No. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is it's a lot of skeletons. It's too many skeletons. They do drop the Winter's Curse on the bot side though. Konex are going to TP in. Black Hole is there to try and turn things around. Raindrops dropping awfully low, looking to back off. In comes the Shadow though. Commando Monkey looking to try and turn this one around. The Mana Shield though, keeping Hugh up nice and tanky, but it's about to hit 0, and there it is. Raindrops gonna be staying alive there with Commando Monkey picking up the kill onto Hugh, but it's at what cost? As the skeleton army have claimed another victim, and they are looking for the second ancient tower. Power Surge, the Protogen, the only one here trying to defend this poor Rax at the moment. Psycho's just chilling in the trees. He doesn't even have to play the game. They finally kill the Horde, but at what cost? They find him. Potentially a kill. They really do stack their CC an annoying amount. I don't like them stacking their CC like that.
Entirety of your existence.
Gets the job done though. They get the kill. Well played. A nice little bit of gold in their pocket for killing Psycho.
Dire's middle tower.
Dara's actually 6-3 this game. Highest KDA in the match. Psycho is 0-7.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Sorry, not Psycho. Or is it Psycho? No, it's Unleashed. Unleashed is 0-7. What a gamer. Oh, they're going in.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Alright. Portal down. Wait for backup. Why are these permanent? I'm so confused. Is it just Chen? They all just Chen? No. Some of them are Helm of the Dominator, I think. Yeah. It's a bit silly, innit?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
They're actually finding picks. Maybe they win this game. Maybe the troll strategy is only, you know, it's a nice little funny cheese that works once and then it doesn't work again because the enemy team adapts to it. Maybe that's what we're gonna see. Enchanted quiver found by Gyro. Huge. Oh, here we go.
Radiant's
POV
middle
your
tower
enemy
has
team.
fallen.
Is it dead? Oh my!
Radiant's ancient is under attack.
Their ancient nearly just got one shot by neutral creeps. They just they like force end the game. Yeah, something tells me these die before they reach their destination. How long? Yeah, 56 seconds, they just win. Right? Like, even if they have all 5 at ancient, I don't think they killed the skeletons in time.
Radiant's ancient is under attack.
Especially if it's combined with, like, the Prophet things. No, my Prophet's dead. Mondo Monkey unstoppable. Something tells me these will die before they reach anything.
Roshan has fallen to the ground.
Okay. Cheeky little Baron. Sorry, Roshan solo. Mixing up MOBA terminologies. Look at me go. Dude, look at this, like, the KDA difference. This is literally TI3. Like, this is unironically TI3. This is like TI3, but on steroids. You bought pipe for them? Oh my days. Big black hole, actually. And yeah, that looks like that's going to be the securing of the ancient.
Structures are fortified. Victory.
Well played. That is the first, and I certainly hope last time that I ever see that strategy. But it was certainly creative. And props to UoAndros for coming up with it. I'm going to be actually excited to see if teams can come up with a counter strategy to that, because I feel like that is probably beatable, but would require some very careful drafting as to not get cheesed and ran over. I think Ursa, yeah, Ursa's definitely a good pick, as Andros was saying before. But anyways, that is going to be the nice, clean 2-0 for UoAndros. Thank you so much for tuning in, folks, to the stream. To anyone that's just joining us at the end, you're, of course, watching the Australian Esports University League for Season 1 of 2022. That was a match there between RMIT Red and UoAndros, who are currently undefeated at the moment in the season. And RMIT Red starting it off with a nice 0-2 off the bat. But, of course, a long season ahead of us and plenty of time to bounce back, and I'm sure the adaptations will be made if they really have, the drive to keep on pushing towards the top, as that's, what we see with these teams time and time again. But, of course, if you enjoyed watching that, it couldn't have been done without our wonderful sponsors, who are, again, starting off with, of course, AEST Predator, where you can conquer new worlds with Predator Gaming today. Predator are the gaming PC partner of the AEL, and you can conquer new worlds with Predator Gaming. Predator puts power and precision in your hands. Elevate your gaming experience in every way with quality and performance thanks to Predator. As well as that, we also have AOC, which is our wonderful monitor sponsor for the best viewing experience. AOC, you might not know this, is actually a global leader in monitor display technology. And for more than 50 years, AOC has delivered an exceptional viewing experience to millions of loyal customers worldwide. Today, the company offers a wide selection of stylish monitors for home, office, or gaming. And, of course, RIG, or RIG, whatever you decide to call them. Make sure to check them out, as they are what it takes to win. And I'm sure the reason RMIT Red didn't walk away with a victory on this day is because they were not using RIG headsets. If they were, I'm almost 100% sure that the results would have been slightly different, because it really is just what it takes to win. RIG develops headsets that are delivering superior audio quality for competitive gamers and streamers at all levels. You can join the RIG team and enhance your gaming experience today. Let's go and check them out. And that is going to be that. As well as that, folks, make sure to check out the Australian Esports League, the place that is bringing you all of this goodness on all of their social media platforms, which, includes Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, where they are, /AU Esports League on pretty much all of those. As well as that, they are also found on Twitch, where I know a lot of you are watching right now, on AEL Uni, as well as AEL Uni 2. There's 2 channels, because sometimes there is 2 games running simultaneously, so make sure to go and follow them both, so that, if you're trying to catch all the Dota streams, and there's, Counter-Strike being played on AEL Uni League 1, you can just go over to the second channel, and that's where you're going to find your Dota. And if you don't know it existed, you might never even catch that Dota game. So don't let that happen to you. Make sure you're following both channels to catch all of the streams. And as well as that, definitely do stay tuned for more upcoming live streams. Obviously, the University League season is going on at the moment, not just with Dota 2, but with all sorts of games. There's Counter-Strike, there is Rocket League, the list goes on, and of course, Dota 2. So if you want to get involved in any of the other games, definitely do check out the socials, as all the games are posted there before they go live. And as well as that, you can check out my social. I need to post more. I'm really bad with social media, but give me a follow, as that will give me an incentive to post there. Otherwise, I will feel bad for not doing so. So for my sake, you should go do that as well. But until next time, thank you so much for tuning into this wonderful game. Congratulations, of course, to UoAndros from the University of Adelaide. And a big congratulations to RMIT Red for giving it their best go and even coming out ahead in kills in that second game and just kind of getting cheesed by a bit of an unfamiliar strategy. We'll have to see how they can bounce back for that one in the next round of wonderful Australian Esports University League Dota 2 games. But until next time, this has been Kadius on the casting desk, and I'll catch you next time.